Hi everyone, my name is Atipatra Huga and I would like to introduce you to Victory of the Word and what we are planning on doing for the year of 2021 and 2022. Um, Victory of the Word was Victory of the Word. Why is it moving? Sorry. Victory of the Word's values are basically Victory of the Word. We founded in 2020 during the lockdown, the COVID global lockdown. It was to try and keep the doors open of the Lovedale Press and also to sustain the lives of the Lovedale Press custodians open. What is the Lovedale Press? The Lovedale Press is basically a press that was founded in 1823 by Scottish missionaries with the collaboration of the Xhosa Nation, which is in the Eastern Cape, in the Amatole region of the Eastern Cape. In 1823 up until now, this press has seen many destructions through colonial resistance wars, through the resistance to apartheid, and its third war now is happening after the liberation of 1994 in the form of keeping its doors open in the face of the 2008 stock crash, the move towards the English language globally and globalization and forsaking Xhosa language as an expression. And also the rise of social and personal media came into this 200-year-old press coming into difficulties and risking closing. So our dignity plan was to basically raise 300,000 rands, which we have reached 160 for the three people who bought it from the Scottish missionaries, three Black employees who had bought it from the missionary apparatus. They didn't buy it with any skills when they took it over and did not know how to deal with these various factors that were coming in. So now they risk closing, and we are doing this fundraiser and also at the same time finding new partners, creating ecosystems that will then bring us to the words of language, dignity, and sustainability. For me, I would say the language part is the celebration of the 200-year anniversary of the Lovedale Press, which was responsible for and became a catalyst for the Black intelligentsia that led to liberation movements and also cultural renaissance happening within the Black, Southern African, and Bantu nation. The dignity part is that in the fundraiser, we were able to raise half of the 300,000 rands, which was able to keep the doors open of Lovedale and also sustain physically the people who have not been drawing any income from the presses running. The sustainability is in this creation of new ecosystems that will partake and that will basically create and that will then result in us creating an identity, whether it's a vow identity or a bodyland identity. Our goals in keeping this open are to build strong foundations, to educate people about who we are, and increase number of donations, and also turn those into recurring donations, whether those go towards the memorization of the Lovedale Press and keeping the Lovedale Press open in our hearts, land, and also in our imaginations. We also want to improve awareness of the organization more and more. So more invites for us to actually speak and actually speak of the word and actually just connect with other printers would be very, very, very welcome. The initiation of new ventures is something that we also started. But I think before then, I'd like to reintroduce who the team is and how we go about doing what we do. I'm Ati, and we co-founded a Victory of the Word with Annelisa Mangu, who is an art curator. I'm an artist, a multidisciplinary artist who's been working in performance art, video, and tapestry, and mentoring. The background of these three of this land revolves around this place, which is the Lovedale Press. These are images of it. It was a place where so much happened, so much art in the form of the book covers, so much poetry, so much resistance in the books. They published books for the Somafco Center, which was the exile liberation station that the ANC was taking. Poetry that I remember as well personally. This is the contemporary Lovedale. The contemporary Lovedale risks all of these machines and all the stock at the places closing as they now rent their space from a fruit and veg packer. So it was with the Lovedale Press fundraising platform that we managed to raise 160 out of 300,000 rands, and also got some leeway in the country whereby a reawakening was happening to people ranging from all ages, those who were raised with the books of Lovedale, and also those who were really concerned about the legacy of Lovedale not lasting for their children and their children's children. These you can see in our Backabuddy page. But the vow of Bodyland is that we've also come to realize that we have to welcome new and imaginative ways. If the printing press does die, we do need to think of new ways in which we can embody all of that 200 years of knowledge. And this happened as a stroke whereby we invited 8 artists to come and partake in another product that we have created at our Victory of the Word, which is that of the Bodyland Residency Incubator. The open call was sent last year for a period that would start on the 24th until the 7th of November, where these 8 artists would come to the actual venue where the first Xhosa word was written, which is the Valley. And these are the 8 occupants who successfully, out of 60 applications, all of these applicants came from all over the Eastern Cape in all their various mediums, and the direction was to have them from as many different mediums as possible so that they could actually bring in what was happening in the land. So the place that we took part on was a mountain called Hogsback, where I as an artist have a studio and also have a place whereby the artist was staying. So the residency is happening in Hogsback, and Hogsback is at the top of the apex in and overlooking the valley in which the Lovedale Press has happened in its many forms. So what we did with these 8 artists is that we took them throughout all these various venues, from the valley where the first Xhosa word was written to where the first Xhosa hymn, Christian hymn, was written, and how the many politics of collision, the politics of assimilation, and the politics of resistance came out. It was quite a beautiful experience. And it is with this that they are making new works, and also are in a position now to spread the word from the various works. And it is through our Instagram pages, our social media pages, that you will also get to see how these artists have embodied the fact that we have a printing press that's 200 years old that needs to move into the future. Their bodies will then become the archive. They will be the receptacles of the archive. And it is also through translations and also digitization, importantly, that we'll be able to spread the word and have the Xhosa words that were written 200 years ago, 100 years ago, 10 years ago, before the stock market crash, once again live. We still need people to write about coronavirus in the Xhosa language and the effects of it in the mind, body, and spirit. And in the tradition of Lovedale Press, we would love to take that responsibility on with your help. Thank you very much.